passed like drifting clouds over Hastinapura, but the palace remained as grand as ever. The kingdom remained strong, but King Shantanu's heart remained restless. For though he ruled with wisdom and justice, a part of his soul had been carried away by the flowing waters of the sacred river. Every dawn and dusk, Shantanu walked alone on the banks of the river Ganga. He would stand there in silence, watching the endless currents, hoping and praying that once more that Ganga would return to him. For it was there, Ganga, a radiant, divine river goddess, had disappeared into the waters after fulfilling her mysterious purpose. And with her, she had taken their child. Years turned into decades, yet Shantanu never stopped waiting. The river flowed as it always had, vast, eternal, indifferent to mortal longing, until one day, the king noticed something impossible. The mighty river, once roaring and unstoppable, had slowed. Its waters were stopped unnaturally, restrained as though held back by an unseen force. Shantanu stepped forward in alarm. Before him stood a wall, not of stone, not of earth, but of arrows. Thousands upon thousands of arrows, woven together with flawless precision, forming a dam across the sacred river, each shaft embedded perfectly, each feather trembling against the current. Not a drop escaped its design. It was no ordinary feat. Only a warrior of unimaginable mastery could command such skill. And there, standing upon the arrows as if they were solid ground, was a young warrior, tall, radiant, fearless, clad in white garments that shimmered like moonlight. His long dark hair flowed behind him. His face was noble and youthful, unmarked by beard. In his hand he held a mighty bow, still humming with power. The river itself seemed to bow before him. Shantanu's breath caught in his throat, for in the warrior's eyes he saw something familiar. Before the king could speak, the waters of the river Ganga began to glow. From within the river emerged a celestial light, soft yet blinding in its brilliance. And from that light stepped forth Ganga herself. She was as luminous as the day she had left, serene, untouchable, eternal. "Shantanu," she said gently, her voice like flowing water. "The time has come." She turned toward the warrior. "This is your son." The world fell silent. "I have raised him among the greatest sages," Ganga continued. "He has learned the Vedas from Maharishi Vashishta. He has mastered weapons from Parashurama himself. No warrior upon this earth shall surpass him." The young man stepped forward and bowed deeply to the king. "Father," the word shattered years of sorrow in a single breath. Shantanu felt his knees weaken. The child he had lost now stood before him as a warrior forged by gods and destiny. Ganga's eyes softened. "I took him so he might grow beyond mortal limitation. Now I return him to you, Devavrata, rightful heir to the throne of Hastinapura." The river began to reclaim its flow. The arrows dissolved into the current as though they had never existed. Shantanu embraced his son, no longer a grieving father, but a king whose lineage stood restored. And thus Devavrata returned to Hastinapura. The people gathered in awe as the prince entered the city. His presence radiated discipline and quiet power. In him flowed both royal blood and divine purpose. None could foresee then that this very prince, the rightful heir, the pride of the Kurus, would one day make a vow so terrible that the heavens themselves would tremble. But for now, Hastinapura rejoiced. The river flowed freely once more, and destiny waited patiently in the shadows.